In this quiz, we look at music. I will ask a question and give an answer. If you would like to pause the video, you can have a think. 1. Which instrument has 88 keys? The piano. 2. Which pop star is known as the King of Pop? Michael Jackson. 3. How many strings does a standard guitar have? 6. 4. Which music symbol tells a musician to play loudly? Forte. 5. Which British band recorded Hey Jude? The Beatles. 6. What is the highest female singing voice? Soprano. 7. Which instrument is known as the king of instruments? The pipe organ. 8. Which singer performed the hit song Rolling in the Deep? Adele. 9. What family of instruments does the violin belong to? Strings. 10. How many lines are there on a standard musical staff? 5. 11. Which composer became deaf later in life? Ludwig van Beethoven. 12. What does BPM stand for in music? Beats per minute. 13. Which singer released the album 1989? Taylor Swift. 14. Which instrument does a drummer usually use to keep time with their foot? The bass drum. 15. What does a cappella mean? It means singing without instrumental accompaniment. 16. Which rock band recorded Bohemian Rhapsody? Queen. 17. What is the lowest male singing voice? Bass. 18. Which instrument is associated with jazz legend Louis Armstrong? Trumpet. 19. Which country is flamenco music most associated with? Spain. 20. What is the name of the symbol that raises a note by one semitone? Sharp. 21. Who wrote the opera The Magic Flute? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. 22. Which genre originated in Jamaica in the late 1960s? Reggae. 23. Which singer is known as the Queen of Soul? Aretha Franklin. 24. What is the Italian musical term for very fast? Prestissimo. 25. Which artist released the album Purple Rain? Prince. 26. Which woodwind instrument uses a double reed? The oboe. 27. Which note lasts the longest in common time? Whole, half, or quarter? The whole note. 28. What is the standard tuning note used by orchestras before a performance? A. 440 Hertz. 29. Which city is known as the birthplace of jazz? New Orleans. 30. Which famous festival took place in 1969 on a farm in New York State? Woodstock. 31. How many symphonies did Beethoven complete? 9. 32. Which band released the album Dark Side of the Moon? Pink Floyd. 33. Which instrument is commonly called the double bass? The contrabass. 34. What is the relative minor of C major? A minor. 35. Who composed the Four Seasons? Antonio Vivaldi. 36. Which singer's real name is Stephanie Joanne Angelica Gemanotta? Lady Gaga. 37. Which instrument has the lowest pitch in the standard woodwind family? The bassoon. 38. Which jazz musician was nicknamed Bird? Charlie Parker. 39. What does the musical term crescendo mean? It means gradually getting louder. 40. Which band was fronted by Bono? U2. 41. Which instrument is featured in George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue opening solo? The clarinet. 42. Which singer released the hit album Back to Black? Amy Winehouse. 43. What is the term for playing notes smoothly and connected? Legato. 44. Which famous composer wrote the Nutcracker ballet? Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky. 45. What is the common name for a musical composition written for one instrument? Solo. 46. Which singer was the lead vocalist of the band Nirvana? Kurt Cobain. 47. In music, what does opus refer to? It means a numbered work or composition by a composer. 48. Which famous guitarist was nicknamed Slowhand? Eric Clapton. 49. What is the interval between C and G? A perfect fifth. 50. Which composer wrote the opera Carmen? George Bizet. How well did you do? Tune in for more quizzes.